Hey, so do you want to make a dessert with me today? And it's almost free to make. Like for real. This is going to be so affordable. You're going to love this resistance girly tip. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's make some mulberry crumble today. You're going to need to source yourself some mulberries. Mulberry season in Nebraska here is in mid-May to June. This is what the tree looks like, so you can identify them. You can't buy mulberries at the store. They're too fragile for farming. But this is what the berries look like. If you're unsure, don't eat things that you're not sure about. There are some apps where you can take photographs of things to confirm what you are getting. This is kind of a picture of what the leaves look like so you can find them. You're going to need about 3 cups, and then you're going to need some more stuff. So the dry ingredients that you're going to need some sugar, and that is half a cup. And you're going to need some brown sugar, and that is a quarter of a cup packed. And you're going to need some flour, and that is half a cup of all-purpose flour. And you're going to need some cinnamon. And you're going to need a teaspoon of cornstarch. And you're going to need a teaspoon of baking soda. Remember, you're going to need 3 cups of mulberries, and make sure to thoroughly wash them. There will be tiny bugs on them. You also need a lime that you can juice later and add to it. Okay, now you're going to pour your berries into the bowl. Make sure you get them all in there. Scoopy scoop. Okay. Preheat your oven to 375 and move that rack to the center for your pan. Add your cornstarch to the berry mixture. Make sure you measure that out. Scrape off the tip so you make sure that it's a level spoon of it. It's a half teaspoon there. This is for a pretty small pan. You're going to want something that's like the equivalent of an 8x8. Something like you would make brownies in. And then just add that lemon juice or lime juice. Any citrus will work. Fresh is better. And then you're going to add some cinnamon. You can measure it out or you can just eyeball it. That's what I do. And then add your sugar. And then you're going to gently mix this. Now remember, mulberries are very tender. They will burst apart very easily. So you're going to want to try to fold these together with all of that stuff. You know, keeping them as still together as possible. It's a little hard. But you can do it. I have faith in you. Now let's mix the rest of the dry ingredients that are going to create the topping of your crumble. So you need your flour, and make sure you get it all in there. And then your brown sugar. Some more cinnamon. You want everything flavored, so make sure to put your cinnamon in there too. And then now your baking soda. Baking powder. I'm sorry, it's baking powder. My bad. Then you want to give yourself a little bit of salt in there. I don't usually measure this. It would be about the equal of 1/8 of a teaspoon for this recipe. But I just, grind a few grinds in there and it's pretty good. Then you're going to want to mix everything together really well. I like to use a whisk. I feel like that is most effective. Now it's time to get out your butter. We're going to butter a pan. This one is not an 8x8. It's like a 6x4 or something, but it equals about out to an 8x8. That's kind of the goal that you're going for, one of those size pans. And now you're going to take about 2 tablespoons of butter and you're going to mash it up into pea sizes, incorporate it into that flour. So make sure that the butter has been sitting out so it is softer than how it comes directly out of the fridge. You don't want it like super squishy or melted, but enough that it's malleable. And then you'll just like work it through the flour with your fingers until it's about small pea size granules of the butter incorporated into the flour. Now you're going to transfer those berries into your buttered pan. It's all ready to go. Make sure to spread them out evenly. Oh, somebody asked me when I was serving this, I leave little stems on the berries. They would be very difficult to get off. You would make an absolute mess. So just leave those on. They're totally edible. Now you gotta put your dry ingredients on top. Just sprinkle them on. Try to make it as evenly dispersed as possible. That'll make for better cooking. What will happen is the juices will like puff up through there. It'll like bubble up through that topping. Oh, I still struggle to center my camera. Bear with me, friends. Yeah, just move it around. Make sure you have clean hands before you do this part. Now put it in the oven and bake for 30 minutes until it's bubbly. And there she is. Isn't that pretty? It smells so good as it's baking too. And I just serve it. This should serve 6 people. I like to put a little bit of ice cream or